What's going on, boys and guys here? Welcome back to another tactics video, post-patch tactics. We have here a 4-4-2 tactics. This is what all the pro players are using. In fact, I took one of a pro player's tactics and I kind of used, I altered a little bit just for my own play style. I was trying some things out. Let me know if you want to see different tactics as well. This is going to be the code, but let me know if you want to see different tactics as well, reviewing different pros tactics. I do it on my second channel, but I might start doing it on my main channel now as we gone through the peak of FC and I can start doing the content like the tactics videos and so on after the tutorials have been done. But this is a very high level tactic. There's a few things I'm going to change, so I'm going to walk you through what I'm going to change and how you should change it for yourself. And I want to explain to you that if this tactic doesn't work for you, it's not because the tactic doesn't work, it's because of your level. All the pro players are using similar variation of this, similar depth, but the 4-4-2 this year, it's high level. If you don't know the basics, you don't know how to make passes, you don't know how to dribble, or you don't know how to make use of advantages, you're really going to struggle with this formation. Now, I've gone with one poacher, one attack. Now, I know some tactics from pro players have false nine or target forward. Look, the best thing for AI movement, still, the best role is a poacher. So you ideally want a poacher. For the other striker, you can do whatever you want. Now, typically speaking, if you have, for example, someone like Son who has an advanced forward plus, I would put someone like Son there. But let's say I had two strikers and both of them were poacher plus. I'd rather have them both on poacher plus. So ideally you should have one at least on a poacher and the other one you can do what you want, but I'd recommend advanced forward or a second poacher. Now, the thing that I've made is I've put holding centre mid. Now, if you want me to be completely honest, this is what I play. I play playmaker and box to box balance, but I think this is if I release this tactic right now and I gave this to you, people start blaming the comments down below. This tactic doesn't work. It does work. It's just very high level. So that's why I put the players. So ideally a CDM here, a Matuidi, a Tonali, a Guijarro, a Chouameni. Someone that can sit back defensively, because when you lose possession of the ball, you're going to be attacking like this, right? But when you lose possession, your back four could be exposed, or even when you're right back. So I'm going to show you how you can send your right back on get forward in a second or join the attack. But at least you have one player back. So you attack with a 5-player setup, so at least you've got a 5v5 or a 5v4 outnumbering your opponent, but at least you've got one player back for stability. For both the left mid and right mid, we've got inside forward, no attack, we left them on balance. I know I've been using roaming a lot, but I'll be honest, you can leave them on just on balance. It's completely fine when you leave them on inside forward. And then one of the centre mids, ideally, is on a playmaker plus. This is probably the most advanced role you can make a centre mid. With a half winger, they become a winger. You don't want that. And with a holding player, they sit back. You already have Guijarro doing that. And a deep line playmaker, they just don't join the attack. They help on the build-up play, and they kind of stay in that Xavi Alonso role per se, maybe the Cruz role. But you don't want to box to box can work well, but you've already got one box to box. But playmaker, they really focus on those areas. They don't come back. To be honest, I like a playmaker attack because a playmaker roaming, yes, it's decent, but I like attack consistency, always at the right place at the right time, becoming that third man, that third player. The left back and right, we had them both on fullback defend. There's a change I'm going to make in a second. I'll show you. And both centre backs important on defender defend. Don't use people are saying, oh look, I've got a player that's got a stopper plus. Should I be using a stopper plus for in these roles? No, you shouldn't. Use a defender plus, especially if you struggle defensively. It's better to be manual and aggressive yourself. And because you don't want the game, because sometimes, let's say this player is on, let's say Van der Ven could, for example, play a stopper plus, right? You don't want, for example, your centre back pushing out from your defensive line. You make a massive gap, your opponent exploits it, then you're in trouble. It's better to leave this on defender, even if they haven't got the play style, leave them on defender and be aggressive yourself. At least that way, if you concede, it's your fault that you made a mistake. At least you can say, okay, you know what? I made that mistake. It's not the game that screwed you over. That's very, very important. You don't want your centre backs going out of position this year. So important. The goalkeeper, look, to be honest, you can put it on Super Keeper if you want to. I just think Super Keeper, you got to be careful because Super Keeper, there's a big chance that you could lose the ball on a counter attack and your opponent can do a power shot and score. That's something you just got to bear in mind. Or they can do a precision lob pass from your own box and score the goal. So that's something you just got to bear in mind. But it's not the end of the world to use Super Keeper. Now, when we go to team tactics, what's important here is a 4-4-2 flat. We've got the build-up play on counter. That's the only way we promote AI movement. Even still post-patch, to be honest, look, are you going to notice a massive change in AI? I don't know. Like, so I've been reading, some people have been saying AI has been dramatically changed. I don't know about that. I'm not gonna say that, but um, I need to do some more testing. But definitely, it's not dramatically changed people as people are making it out to be. So the count is still going to be the best movement, and the defensive approach is on high. And this is what I mean. This is a very aggressive formation. This is starting the formation on the front foot. You don't have any CDMs. So unlike my 4-2-2, see my 4-2-2, I have these players, for example, on stay forward, basically, because I have two CDMs that sit back. So I know when I lose the ball, I have 6 players behind the ball that I could be very, very sure I can defend the situation with. So it's a very balanced formation. But if you struggle with the basics of the game, if you're watching this video and you're like a Division 4 player, Division 3 player, you are going to struggle with this tactics. It's very, very important you bear that in mind. That's why a lot of people, they see the tactics, for example, and they see the code, they get excited, they copy it, but they never change it for their own style. Now, what you can do, let's say you really want to use this formation, I would say put them both on holding center mids. Now, the reason why I said it is at least you have defensive stability and you have 2 players. A lot of the casual player, or not casual, the average player, they run out with their center backs, they run out with the center mids inadvertently most of the time. But at least you've got 2 players there for stability. So if you are really struggling, you can put both these players on holding. You do at least want one of these players holding. If you want to make this more attacking, you can put this player on box to box, as I mentioned, like so. And this is the way that I would recommend it. This is kind of going a bit on the OTT side. But then what I would do is you can put this player, you don't put them on an attacking wing back. I think maybe that's sometimes a bit too much, but put them on a regular wing back, like so. That way you're going to be providing width. So what you could do is you could put this player inside forward, put this player on inside forward. Now attack is probably a bit too much. Leave it unbalanced. Now if they were, for example, someone who's got pace here, ideally what you'd want is something like this. Now this will give you a good appropriate balance because you'll have the playmaker on that side and then you have Kadioglu opening the defense up on the right hand side and you overlap. Or what you could do is, let's say you really want the fullback to be going forward, you can put, for example, this player on holding. And this is another variation I'd recommend trying. In fact, maybe it's worth trying this variation first, actually. Go holding like that. At least that way, look, you got the playmaker and Bon Mati. So on the left-hand side, you got the centre mid going forward. On the right-hand side, you have Kadioglu, whoever your wing-back is. Ideally a wing-back plus, but it's not the end of the world. They'll be providing width down the right-hand side. So this way, when you're defending, you're basically going to have a back 3 out of possession, and you're going to have 1 CDM. So you can argue this is technically, I'm not going to say it's like a 3, I'm not going to say it's like a 3-5-2, but you could argue you kind of can create that hypothetical system of 3-5-2. So you've got the back 3 in check, you got your CDM holding that side. The CDM is on stay back on this side because Kadioglu is going to be the person that's making the runs in behind. So when you lose the ball, at least you're going to have that CDM there. So let's say, for example, you do get outnumbered and your opponent is running down the right-hand side. You can always move your CDM to the right-hand side and swipe up the danger. Now, that's why the player here needs to have pace. Ideally, a shadow chemistry style is ideally what you'd want on this position. At the bare minimum, a shadow chem, but at least 80 sprint speed. Something like a Guijarro is fine. I use Tonali also in this role. It works very, very well. But be careful. If you got something like Alexia and Bon Mati, you're going to have to be careful about that because you're going to have to run back and recover. So ideally a CDM here. For your playmaker, you can go with I think a Bon Mati works very, very well in this role because she's got the playmaker plus. She's got the technical sprint. I know most of you guys got Bon Mati as well. And that works perfectly well. The wingers, ideally you want someone to be quick, but they're going to basically kind of be a bit wide in a build-up play, but inside the final third, they're going to be narrow inside the box. Ideally someone that can shoot. I've gone with Foden in the technical sprint, and I've gone with Neymar with the inside forward. I like both of them. Neymar is probably very, very good. For only 30k, he's very, very cheap. But I think he's one of the best subs that you can get actually inside the game. And then we got Two Strikers. I got Son advanced forward because I finesse with him quite a lot. On my main account, this is not my main account. My main account, I got Sam Kerr and Son up front. Trying to save up for Shellen. But this is the 4-4-2. So I hope you enjoyed this video. That will be the 4-4. This will be the third variation, should I say, with the fullback going forward. But again, alter this for your style because a lot of people, they're just copying tactics nowadays, and a lot of people are getting found out because their basics are out of shape. So if a tactic is not working for you, to be honest, nowadays most tactics are so quote unquote meta. I'm going to try and make some more tactics videos, different variations. And I'll let you know. And every single week, what we're going to do is every single Friday or Saturday, we'll have a tactical layout where we will have a different system every single time. So, put the firebacks together, etc., etc. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy and I'll catch you next one. Don't forget, if you want to get better at FC and you're struggling with the basics, you come to my Patreon. So it's patreon.com/nilguides, or you can click over here. If you don't get better after 1 month, we'll refund your money. It's a nil guides guarantee. Lucas, just a guarantee I will give you. You don't get better, message me and I'll refund your money. So if you're struggling with FC, that's the guaranteed way to improve it. Thanks for watching. Take it easy and I'll catch you next time. Peace.